Something explosive is once again shaking the already fragile relationship between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the rest of the royal family. And this time, the drama isn't coming from an interview, a documentary, or a podcast. It's coming from a new book that's making some extremely bold claims about what really happened behind palace doors. A newly released extract from a biography by author Tom Bower has reignited one of the most controversial narratives surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. According to the book, someone very close to the heart of the monarchy allegedly believes that Meghan Markle essentially brainwashed Prince Harry. Yes, that's the word that's now causing a fresh storm. The claim appears in Bower's upcoming book titled Betrayal, Power, Deceit and the Fight for the Future of the Royal Family. In excerpts published by The Times, Bower writes that Queen Camilla supposedly told a friend that Meghan had brainwashed Harry. Now think about that for a moment. If that statement were actually made, it would suggest that senior figures inside the monarchy believed Harry wasn't acting entirely on his own judgment after meeting Meghan. That's a massive accusation, and frankly, it goes straight to the heart of the narrative that has surrounded this couple since the beginning. But the claims don't stop there. According to Bower, Harry's older brother, Prince William, and William's wife Catherine, Princess of Wales, were reportedly alarmed by Meghan's influence over Harry. The book suggests they viewed her not as an ally to the family but as a potential threat. Now let's be honest. That idea isn't entirely new. For years, royal watchers have speculated that the tension between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family started long before the public fallout. The question has always been whether the conflict was about personality clashes, cultural differences, media pressure, or something deeper inside the institution itself. Bower's version clearly leans toward a more dramatic explanation. The book also claims Harry feared that William could one day effectively exile him from royal life. That fear, according to the author, was shaped by what happened to their uncle, Prince Andrew. Andrew's fall from grace after his connections to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein became public is still one of the most dramatic scandals in modern royal history. He lost his titles, stepped away from royal duties, and was removed from his residence at Royal Lodge. If Harry truly saw that as a warning sign, it might explain why he felt the royal system could turn on him too. But here's where the story takes another turn. Harry's team has now responded, and they are not holding back. A spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex dismissed the book entirely, calling the allegations a deranged conspiracy. And the statement didn't just reject the claims, it went directly after Bower himself. According to the spokesperson, Bower's commentary has long crossed the line from criticism into what they describe as a kind of fixation. They also pointed out that the author previously said the monarchy depends on obliterating the Sussexes from our state of life, which they argue reveals his bias. In other words, Harry and Meghan's camp is essentially saying this isn't serious reporting. They're framing it as another attempt to sensationalize their story. And honestly, this is where things get complicated, because on one hand, royal biographies have always been controversial. Writers often rely on unnamed sources, palace insiders, and second-hand accounts. That means some details can be incredibly difficult to verify. But on the other hand, books like this often shape the public narrative around the monarchy for years. And that's why these claims matter, even if they're disputed. Let's not forget the timeline here. Wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle took place in May 2018 in what was celebrated around the world as a symbol of a modernizing monarchy. Just 2 years later, in 2020, the couple stepped down as senior working royals and moved to California. Since then, the relationship between the Sussexes and the royal family has been strained, to put it mildly. Harry and Meghan now live in the United States with their 2 children, 6-year-old Archie and 4-year-old Lilibet. Meanwhile, the distance between them and the royal institution seems to grow with every new headline, documentary, interview, or book release. What I find interesting about this latest controversy is that it keeps reviving the same central question. Was Meghan really the catalyst for Harry's break with the monarchy, as critics claim? Or did she simply give him the confidence to walk away from a system he had already been questioning for years? Depending on who you ask, you'll get 2 completely different answers. Supporters of Harry and Meghan argue that the couple faced relentless media scrutiny and internal resistance, especially as Meghan navigated royal life as an outsider. Critics, however, believe Harry's departure destabilized the monarchy and fractured the family in ways that may never fully heal. And now this new book is pouring fuel on that debate all over again. What's also notable is that Buckingham Palace has declined to comment on the claims. Representatives for William and Catherine haven't issued any response either. That silence is typical for the palace, but it also leaves the public space wide open for speculation. So here we are again, watching another chapter unfold in what has become one of the most dramatic royal sagas in modern history. Whether Bauer's book reveals genuine insider perspectives or simply adds another layer of controversy is something readers will have to decide for themselves once it's released later this month. But one thing is certain. The story of Harry, Meghan, and the royal family is far from over. And every time it seems like things might calm down, another headline pulls the entire drama right back into the spotlight.